also Sancho is a clown. He's out of excuses. Yeah, what do you guys make of what Sancho did? I think he turned down 140, 150 grand a week to stay at Chelsea. Chelsea will now have to pay Manchester United for him to return. There's talks of Germany. There's talks of maybe going out to Saudi. But the Chelsea's his time at Chelsea's over.
Why is he a clown? Sorry,
I don't know.
Why is he a clown? I don't know. I don't understand why. What's he done? Say he's a clown. Chelsea don't want him, bro. I don't get it. Why is he a clown?
Chelsea do want him. They've offered him a contract. He said no.
He said no. Right. So does that make him a clown because he don't want to go play for Chelsea?
But it depends. I suppose people. This guy's got to answer for himself. I haven't called him one, but I suppose people are saying, "Well, where are you going to go next?" So, Chelsea are a Champions League team that are looking to try and challenge for league titles. They're going to be at the World Club Championship. You could be there playing at that level of the game. Like, where are you going to go next? Because do you guys see any team of Chelsea's level or above coming in for Sancho?
Who knows? No. We'll have to wait and see, innit? But I don't think you can call him a clown just because he's rejected the contract. Like, if he's rejected the contract, he's rejected the contract. It means he don't want to be there. He wants to go somewhere else.
What's happened with him, though? Yeah. Like, seriously, what has actually happened with him?
He went to Manchester United. That's what happened, Dan. Like, a lot of players that have gone to that club, man. A lot of these players go to Man United, and Man United destroyed a career because the way that club's been ran in terms of...
Well, a lot of players leave and do well, though. Scott McTominay is one player of the year in Serie A. He was here a lot longer than Sancho.
That proves the point. United, as a club, is a disaster for players, and it has been for the last decade. Yeah,
and he's another player that goes... A lot of Chelsea fans are happy they're not keeping him. So it's not as though he's gone to Chelsea, ripped the roof off the place, and it's... You can't just blame Man United for that because other players didn't do well.
No, I'm blaming Man United. I'm blaming Man United for 99%. I'm blaming Man United because Man United, fails to get the best out of their players. It fails to provide an environment where players can grow as footballers, take responsibility. Yeah, why has Rashford gone down the way he has? Yeah, why is Manu not in the cold? Yeah, why did Sancho not work? Why did Maguire come into the football club and just be shit? Yeah. Why is Onana come in and be horrendous? Yeah, we could go on and go on and go on. There's a lot more players that we could talk about. Yeah, the fact is, Man United, and this is what United have to change. United have to change the culture of the football club so players can come in, and play. And by the way, that takes a strong coach because part of the reason I think it's gone like this is because I think the players have had far too much control. And that dressing room,
I agree with that.
Horrendous. So I've got a big job on it. But
I agree with all of that. That's you're preaching to the choir on that. And some people are saying in the comments, Terry, United have got to honor the contract they gave Sancho, and we will have to if he doesn't leave. But that isn't why people are calling him out. The reason people are calling him out is because he's got the opportunity, still earning millions of pounds a year, to play at one of the biggest clubs in the world on very, very good money. In the Champions League, hopefully in a Premier League title race. They're going into the World Club Cup. And a lot of, again, I'm only going by what I'm reading online. People saying that, what's your next move, Sancho? Because yes, United can honor his contract and pay him 200 grand a week. He's not going to play for Manchester United. Where's he going to go on loan? Even if we have to cover half his wages, it's another year at a club where he isn't maybe progressing his career. And I think a lot of people will view it as yes, United, it was a bad move for him. But he's had opportunities in the last 2 to 3 years to go somewhere permanently and really reignite his career. And a lot of football fans see things this way, that, your career only happens once. You can make the money, which is great, but are you going to feel like your thirst was quenched at the end of it? I think it's a fair... I wouldn't call him a clown. That wouldn't be the language I use. But I do understand people thinking it's potentially a poor decision, depending on where he goes next. But then maybe he's thinking of the South. Maybe he's thinking Saudi. Maybe he's thinking, well, Saudis will give me 250, 300, 400 a week, and I'll go out there. And either way, I think Man United sell him for 20, 25 million pound this summer, or a loan covering most of his salary with a fee again. I'm not really worried about it from a United perspective. I very much doubt he's going to be playing for us next year, but we will
call him a clown because he didn't want to play for Chelsea is wild. Just a wild take, isn't it?
I mean, I wouldn't personally call him a clown, but I've seen quite a lot of people online have. how
United fans just don't want to deal with it. Like, bro, he's your player. You're gonna have to pay him half of the wages when you loan him out to the next club. That's just the way you're gonna have to deal with it, man.
Yeah, no, listen, that side of it I get. I'm going by what I've read. No one's really been calling him out for the wages. It's more about his career, but I get that. I will drink Arteta's sweat. Big up yourself, bro. He says, how is he a clown for enjoying his 250k a week?
Mad, bro.
Listen, and that's fairness to him. If he wants to get all his money, I respect that because he's signed a contract for it. My hope for him is that when he retires, he doesn't regret it. You know, if he gets sent out on loan to a club that he's really unhappy at this year, and then his contract runs out, and then he's picked up by a team that offers him, and this is what he's got to be mindful of. Let's say Chelsea offer him a 5-6 year deal on 150 grand a week. That might be worth more to him than another year at United or earning what he's earning now for only his next offer to be a fraction of what Chelsea had offered him. So then what he earns for the next 5 or 6 years is less than he would have got at Chelsea. So I do hope for his sake that he gets the right deal because I've always wanted to see Jadon Sancho do well. I just think he had a great opportunity here to really establish himself as a Premier League and Chelsea player, but he's opted to not do that, you know, and he's got, I don't know how long left now, 1 year. I think it's 1 year left. So there's 1 year left on 250 grand a week. It's all about what that next contract is. If that next contract is like 80 grand a week from a club because he's gone out on loan to Stuttgart and had a bad year, he might find himself, again, I'm only talking here from the financial standpoint. Sometimes, you know, you've got to think long term and not short term on these things. There's only 1 more year United have got to pay. I've got to pay him that, and then he's got to move on. Yeah, these owners are crap, but the players have bad attitudes. But Shane, the bad attitudes are because the Glazers allowed it for 11 years. And now we see whether that starts to be stopped. At the end of the day, if your kids are naughty, running around a restaurant making a load of noise, it isn't the kids' fault, it's the parents. My dog is trying to bite people in a park. It's not my dog's fault. It's mine as the owner of that dog. If I run a business and KJ's late, doesn't get his job done on time, short term, he's made a mistake. Long term, if I allow that to keep happening, it's my fault. So the owners are the root cause problem at Manchester United. Always have and always will be. LB, Sancho was in a different environment the last 18 months. United did their job by loaning him out and to thrive elsewhere when it didn't work at United.
I mean, I don't really understand the point. What's the point?
I think what they're saying is it's not Man United's fault because he's been bad at Chelsea and Man United.
Well, but the point is, you asked the question, what's gone wrong with Sancho? And I said,
because he was quality. You guys, he was quality.
Yeah, he was quality for us in our academy. Then he went to Dortmund and was quality. Then he joins United and he goes crap. Yeah. And since then, he's been crap. So I'm saying he joined the wrong football
He was very good at 6 months. The thing is, though, where I think you're slightly wrong is he joined Dortmund last year on loan, was fantastic. One of the best players in Germany in the second half of the season, killed the Champions League. Mm-hmm. Why didn't he replicate that at Chelsea this year, in your opinion?
I mean, I don't think he's been given that much game time. He's been out of the team. He's had injuries. I think he's a top player, mate. I think he's a top player. I just don't think that maybe England doesn't suit him. I don't know, but I think he needs to get to a more stable club. I also think going to Chelsea was the wrong decision, though. And I called that out at the time. I also said I don't think he should have gone to Chelsea. I think he should have gone to a more stable football club. Chelsea's not a stable football club. But I'm saying he went to Man United and the toxic environment of that football club did not help him. And that's why he's failed.
I think he needs to go back to Dortmund, if I'm honest, because they seem to love him there and he seems to play well there. So maybe that's the club for him. Whether they want him or not, I don't know. But that would make more sense to me. So, yeah, we'll see where he goes.